Welcome everybody to the cast from the coast. My name is Adam Oz and I'm joined as always by Josh Lambert, Aaron Peerless, and Tim Johnson. Tim, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, we're going to continue what we talked about last week with a very underrated sequel, The Collection from 2012.
Stay tuned.
What's going on here?
I'm embarrassed to say, okay?
Okay, so me and Aaron are trying to disguise what Adam is trying to cover up, right?
I see.
So,
well, it's worked greatly.
So I'm gonna take off mine.
Huh?
And I think
you're
Aaron
bald.
should take off his. Go ahead, Aaron. Take yours off.
It works for Aaron. I think you should wear that all the time.
All right, Adam.
Well,
take the hair
looks like
away
you're
from your
sniffing
face.
a cat. Oh my God! Look at him!
Holy!
Everybody, look at him!
Point! Everybody, point! Look!
Itchy! Okay. All right, enough pointing and laughing at Adam. Tim, tell us the synopsis.
Just hold on. I got to do this for a minute.
Yeah, me too. Just one sec, yeah.
Josh, why don't you join in?
That's mean. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you would. Just fucking do it.
All right, Synopsis. What movie we doing? No, I'm kidding.
That was good. He had me fooled.
A man who escapes from the vicious grips of a serial killer known as the Collector is forced to help and rescue an innocent girl from the killer's booby-trapped lair.
Yeah.
The Collector.
And as Tim said earlier...
The Collection. I said the wrong name.
And as Tim said earlier, a follow-up to what I feel, and what everybody kind of feels here, a very underrated slasher flick in the last...
Let's change that. Yeah. Let's make it... Let's
make it rated.
These movies are awesome, yes. I try to keep a straight face.
All right, so in this movie, The Collection... I got fucking hair from that fucking wig in my face.
That's what happens when you're sucking on a cat.
I thought it was like my beard hair, but I'm like, wait a minute, it's not beard hair. Fake beard
I'm
hair.
bald-faced.
I'm bald-faced. Yeah, done. Okay. So in this one, we have a slight variance to the story. The whole idea behind this one is that we have a opening scene, which was awesome. I'm just going to say the opening scenario here, where the Collector strikes and takes a girl hostage. So, well, not takes her hostage. He collects her for his collection. And in this case, turns out to be the daughter of a very wealthy man who will pay a lot of money and has a lot of powerful friends who are going to stop at nothing to get her back. The situation in which she gets collected, we have Arkan from the first one basically escapes and is in police custody because he's the only person to have essentially survived the Collector at this point, and has any information that might potentially help the police. And he gets struck with a deal by a family friend who's in charge of basically getting her back to help find where the collector is, where he's basically taking people.
Where he's collecting.
Where he keeps his collection.
Where he keeps
Do we
his
establish
collection.
what kind of organization this guy's with?
Which guy?
Like, is he just hired by the family to be like...
Shooter McGavin, folks. That's who
PI?
we're talking about.
Oh, they're like mercenaries, in my opinion. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a mercenary group that's hired by these super rich 1%ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shooter McGavins of the world. This is what happens to Shooter McGavin after Happy
After
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore beats him in the green coat or the gold
For the
coat or
gold-
whatever it
for
was.
the
Gold.
golden coat. Yeah, he goes and he hires a mercenary force for this movie. So
Yeah.
they're
Who was it again?
Hmm?
Who was it again?
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter!
I had to do it again.
All right, here we go. So, interesting turn of events with the situation. Come to find out that Arkan has cuts on his wrist made in certain ways to indicate when he was in the trunk being taken, how the vehicle was moving. It was like one slash for so many beats of emotion, and then there was slashes in different directions reporting that he felt the vehicle turn in certain directions, and he was able to very much so kind of lead them to an abandoned facility, which is actually, it's a hotel, an abandoned hotel. And he's quite aware that this is exactly where it needs to, or where they need to be, and they kind of how shall I say, expand,
Coerce him?
yeah, coerce him, expand on the deal, put a gun to his head, so to speak, to get them into the place. And that's when shit really starts to go wrong, as if it wasn't already. Yeah.
It's like Jurassic Park 3.
What do you mean by that? Please explain, Josh.
It's
You got-
exactly like Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
You got what was his
What's
name?
that? What is the
William
professor's name?
H. Macy and
No,
who's the
no.
father?
No.
Fucking Alan Grant.
Dr.
Yeah.
Grant, Sam Neill.
Alan
Dr.
Grant.
Grant.
He doesn't
He
want to
got
go to
conned.
back
He's like, I'm
Jurassic
just here
Park.
to show you around the island. And then they're
Yeah,
like, oh
and
no,
they
we're
do-
landing.
They dupe him. He's been
The
duped.
old switcheroo.
It's true. Can't trust William H. Macy.
No.
No.
Anyways, that's a different.
That guy's shameless.
Okay. All right. So that's the general of the movie as it stands right there, and it opens us up to the world of the collector a lot more. We start to see his actual collection. So we come to find out that, I mean, obviously, what happens to people when he collects them? So he tortures them. He basically dissects them. He puts them.
Makes art.
Yeah, he makes art with them, and I
read
love, and it's on the poster. I love the water-filled tubes or whatever that he has, like the aquariums, where he's got like all the different like bone segments and the different pieces of the body and shit. It's fucking morbidly awesome. It's well done.
Now, last episode, I picked up on a couple tones with you guys being less than nice to the collector. I want to make sure that we're all very respectful of the fact that he's just doing his thing, collecting. Okay, we don't need to be disrespectful.
Hey, Josh, we get it. We got your name plate says the collector. I get that there's some sort of, empathy and some affinity towards him and his collection. I get it. But I
What
felt
do you
that I was
really
very
collect?
I thought I was very nice about the
Picked up
collection.
on a couple tones last episode with you folks. Might
I
have been implying
apologize.
he was doing something inappropriate.
I apologize if anything came from me about the collector.
He's just
I
living his
apologize.
best life.
Yeah.
All right.
I ain't saying shit.
You got no filter anymore. You shaved it off.
That's right. Oh man, I need one of those Skype filters that adds my beard back. Why didn't I think of that? All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, so they start to see the art itself and the fact that he has a lot more going on. There's actually people that are still alive, held captive in this place. Some of them are crazy, and he actually kind of bends people to their will. It turns into almost like a little bit of a House of a Thousand Corpses scenario with the amount of people. Like he's got like the underground scenario with people that are kind of like caged and running wild, like the Dr. Satan area under the ground, and he's got you know, the whole daughter type character. I don't even know if I want to say daughter character. She's weird. She's fucked. The one with all the makeup on her face and shit like this.
Like the doll.
Yeah, the doll.
Like a doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, the ones downstairs are free range.
Yeah.
free
right.
range.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Free range. Yeah.
Well, they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Like at the zoo. He's just running like a people's zoo. I get it. He's got like the free range ones downstairs. He's got the one upstairs that's all dolled up. That's like the bear. You go, you get to see the bear. That's the big thing. Feed him a peppermint. That's their showcase animal.
Wow. I don't know if I'd ever go to a zoo run by Josh, but that's okay. I got the free range shit downstairs, folks.
Yeah,
This
that's
is what
you
we're
go down.
calling the bear.
They're harmless.
Take a look at my collection.
They're like llamas and yeah,
Oh, okay.
they won't hurt you.
They all live in
It's like a
harmony.
petting zoo.
There's a lot of that going on. Okay.
Bloodletting.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add when it comes to the actual story or the characters that you want to talk about by any means? Because reality being, we have Arkan from the first one, and we have the mercenaries who basically turn into cannon fodder throughout the movie. They're basically there to progress Arkan once again to be a heroic character. And then go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I felt the collection was a very typical sequel.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Like it did what it had to do. It continued the story from the first one, but it elaborated on it and it made it bigger. They added more people. The traps and the kills were a little bit more elaborate. I just wish that we were able to get to know the collector a little bit more. Like we did, but we didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Still a lot of mystery.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we will get to know him a little bit more in the third one, because I don't know if you guys heard or seen, but just in the last week alone, they released the first official images from the actual third movie.
Yeah. I
And
was looking at him.
here's
Yeah.
an interesting thing. It's the last movie that Tom Atkins filmed before he died.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
his last movie.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was actually extremely pumped. Apparently he was a fan of the first two movies. And when they called him and said that they had a role, he was like, "Fuck yeah." Which is great to hear. And I love Tom Atkins. He's classic 80s fucking awesome. So for him to be in this movie, I can't wait. But I mean, the first images you come to see obviously that how this movie ended obviously doesn't go in Arkan's favor, because he's in jail at this point, and it just looks like he's in a lockup. Right? It's just in the police station in a lockup. And the collector makes his way back in and collects his mask and his items back, and kind of starts booby trapping the place or some shit. I don't know. It looks really interesting so far. So
Adam said booby.
I said
He
booby.
did.
Yeah. So yes.
What's the main actress's name? The woman who gets
Elena.
kidnapped?
Elena.
Is that the character's name, Elena?
Elena.
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 Yeah.
Anyone else feel she was like super OP? Like, how did she get out of the chest?
Oh, it was
With
with her bra.
With her bra. With her bra strap, yeah.
Yeah, but this guy's collected so many collections, and she's the first one to break out.
Might not be. One of the things that was interesting was, like, if you look at, like, in the first movie, the first person that we
Yeah.
ever see collected, so to speak,
Yeah.
he had like that fucking like the shackles that were through his feet, tying him to the
Yeah.
inside of the chest, right?
Mhm.
And Arkan was the only one that, you know, other than her, it looked like Arkan was kind of thrown in, you know, just quick and dirty on the side of the road, right?
Yeah.
And it was almost kind of the same for her. He had a big scenario, a lot of people dead now, and cops are coming, throw her in and go. So I think that most people probably end up like the very first person that we ever saw, where they're kind of not in a good place to leave, or even if they do get out, they don't get very far. So
Yeah.
It was one
Especially
thing I
in the
always tried
hotel.
to understand. So, the chest that he keeps him in, is that just like a travel case? Is that like their
Yeah.
permanent storage?
a little bit of both. Old steamer trunks, just you
Yeah.
know. And at the end of the movie, there's like 10 of them lined up outside.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you see like a whole collection of steamer trunks. There's that word again.
Had to wait for a sale to come on. Grab all those.
No, those are antique. He's had them a while.
He collected them for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like.
You reckon that's probably what started? He probably collected trunks, and then he went to an antique shop to buy like the creme de la creme trunk, and then the antique owner was just a right proper arsehole and wouldn't sell it to him. He said, "Yeah, I'll fucking show you." Crammed him in the trunk, brought it home. He's like,
"Damn right."
Yeah. This
Now
is
I know what
like.
to put. Yeah, I know what to put in these trunks now.
Now you're part of the collection, bitch. Yeah. Okay.
That's what happened.
Yeah, so Elena, you say she's kind of OP, but I don't know. I think that she was just a little bit smarter than the average bear, if you know what I mean.
Hey, don't be talking bad about her.
I'm not talking bad about her. I said I think that she was just a little smarter.
Elena alone. Emma Fitzpatrick.
Yes, Emma Fitzpatrick. She's just a little smarter than the average bear, is all it is. She got out. She was
looks really good with short hair.
I didn't even recognize her at first. When I went back to watch this movie, I was like, geez, who the hell is that? And then I went back and I was like, oh, well, it's Emma Fitzpatrick. I haven't... With the short hair, to me, she's almost unrecognizable compared to some of the other stuff that she's done, so. All right. Josh.
Yes.
Seeing as how this is going to be the first time that you've seen this movie.
Yes.
Let's get your notes.
Let me guess what's going to happen next.
Go ahead.
What?
Josh is going to talk about special effects.
You're wrong.
That's not what I do.
Sit the fuck down. Josh!
Wow.
Notes, please.
All right, I got some trivia.
Son of a bitch!
Trivia time with Josh!
No, don't do that. That's horrible. Sacrilegious. My first viewing of the collection took place January 24th, 2021 at 8:06 p.m. Nice shoes was the first line I got here. I liked it when they popped him right in the nose. The old pop right in the nose. That was great. Why does he take his chest with him on his next job? So we've seen this twice now, where he takes like a travel companion with him. Because he took Arkan with him to the job site, and then on the other one he took that little businessman, whatever his name was.
Mm-hmm.
Strange. He's really pushing it. He went from a family of 4 to a nightclub of like 200 people. This is how you know it's a sequel.
Yep.
I say he's got to be an engineer or something with the level of these designs.
The wheat thrasher.
Always wanted to see one of those huge farm piece equipments hack someone up. I was not disappointed. Whenever I see one of those, I always think like a horror movie. I was like, man, that's like next level wood chipper.
Yep.
She just got collected, I said.
That's like his catchphrase if he was actually talking. You just got collected.
You just got collected, bitch.
Yeah! Puts the glasses on.
Hey, it's the guy from Oz. That was pretty neat. Haven't seen him in much since that. How was this chick the first person to break out of the box? It irked me when she got out. I didn't want her to get out. Not like that. I wanted to be like someone fucked up and let her out. If you make it that easy to get out, you lose credibility. This guy's got a whole hotel with like 200 collectibles. Who knows?
Maybe he wanted her to get out.
Oh
Maybe.
no!
Yeah, that's true.
Josh, the collection.
What?
The collectible was out of the box.
I know, that's no good.
Oh no.
It's gonna get damaged. Multiple color trunks. I wonder if different colors correspond to different things about the people. I thought he would have like a zoo, not a morgue. He is so attached to spiders because he's like one, setting his traps. Well, your doorman is toast, bucko. They are destroying his collection. He's gonna be real sour when they just start like opening firing on the free-range collectibles. He's gonna be pissed.
The free-range collectibles.
On the Free Rangers.
He's got body piles just like everywheres. He's fusing body parts together. They really reminded me of the scenes in Tusk. I was like, this guy, they're probably buddies. The Tusk guy and this guy. These mercenaries are literal garbage. I would not hire them. The mechanical Iron Maiden was badass. That was probably one of my favorite traps he had set up. Very cool. The Collector is a horrible shot. He's like a Bond villain. Light the fuse and just walks away. Doesn't watch them die. It's like, that's a bad idea. They're going to get away. I don't know if it medically works, but man, it was cringe. The broken arm.
Oh yeah. Good effects behind that one too.
Oh yeah.
Good thing these are filled with water and not some super flammable chemical like formaldehyde, like what they would actually have in there.
Good note.
Because the formaldehyde would also not be blue.
Yeah. But like when you store body parts like that, you can't just store them in water. They would definitely be in formaldehyde.
Yeah.
And that stuff will light the fuck up.
Oh, will it ever?
The father is thinking, damn, now I don't need to pay those mercenaries. Great.
Rich stays rich.
Yep. That's the worst. Now he has to start his collection all over again. That's what I felt right in the chest, like someone just booted me. This poor guy's got to start all over again.
Somebody breaks into his
hoping
house.
that was just. I'm hoping he has like a backup collection somewhere, maybe like another warehouse or something.
Possibly.
Don't store all your eggs in one basket. He speaks, and then I just wrote part 3 ? Those are my notes.
Okay. Well, interesting. I could see Aaron's eyes, lighting up at a few things that you said there, and yeah, the total agreement with some of that. Like, you would figure that they would have like formaldehyde that they were using for the bodies and stuff like this. But then again, I'm thinking to myself, I don't think he expects to stick around that long.
What do you mean?
I get the impression that he hops around. I get the impression that this was like a temporary thing. He'd probably be there only for maybe 6 months to a year at the most, and then he's off to something else. Cause,
oh, no way.
You don't
All
think?
the traps.
Did you see the collection?
Yeah, like
There was so much stuff there. That's definitely a primary residence.
home base.
He was a busy bastard. Look at the beginning of the movie. It was like every day or something he was doing something. So Okay. Aaron.
Yeah.
Let's hear from the Phantom.
Yeah. All righty then.
Go ahead.
Adam, that was so bassy in my ear when you said that. You just randomly.
Yeah.
You're a lot more clear.
You guys drank your silly juice tonight.
I know. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, boys, I enjoyed this immensely. I like the production value of what they spent on the special effects in this one. The crew that was involved in the first one was obviously involved in the second one, but instead of having like 10 people-ish on the first one, this one has 35
Nice.
makeup artists running this
A
show.
lot of makeup.
It's a lot
Yeah,
of shit
including the
happened in this
return
movie.
of Gary Tunnicliffe, right? He came back for this one. Of course, he's responsible for Feast 1, 2, 3, a bunch of other really cool movies and stuff. But the people that he had involved in this were pretty solid. They were all involved in the first one. They've been involved with this producer and directors and stuff for quite a while. So you know that they all like how each other works. So this actually, you could tell, again, in this film, that everything was pretty solid for effects, including that broken arm scene. So I started out with, Shooter McGavin. Shooter. When he showed up, I literally did that in the air by myself in the basement. Felt like a winner.
Yeah. Felt like something.
Felt like a shooter.
Opening credits I thought were pretty cool again. I didn't mind the way that they did the opening credits. Thought they were kind of neat. Maybe I didn't not like the opening credits because of the way that they were done.
There you go.
I did.
My next note is holy shit, Combine of Doom.
Yeah, that was
Well,
cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, eh? That thing comes down, and everybody's like staring at it, like, is this something in the club that is supposed to happen?
The
And
acid's
everything
kicked in.
yeah. But it was like mayhem, right? It was really good. I enjoyed that. Broken arm effects were absolutely insane, and when you do like a prosthetic like that in silicone, you know it's going to look really good, right? Because silicone and everything flexes and you know it can expand really well, and you can see the movement in that, and it definitely has the cringe factor for sure in that. When he undoes he goes to undo the lock and the bone is up there and you see him kind of throwing his arm over, right? It's true because his bones are broken, but his muscles will still work, right? To some degree, right? So he would be able to move his fingers like a little bit, but it would be some painful, I would imagine. And I thought when the time that they spent on it, they probably could have just a little bit more, because you would have been sitting on the couch just going, okay, end already. But it was pretty cringeworthy the way it was.
The best part I liked about that, just to be open, was, like you said, the silicone prosthetic itself. You could see the bones shifting below the fucking surface, and it added the extra cringe factor because they weren't breaking the surface. It wasn't just like some compound fracture sticking out. It was movement beneath the skin. That made it worse.
They had the hair all punched in and laid down. So when the bone pushed up on the flesh, on the silicone, you could see the hairs kind of moving and stuff. So it adds to your, your analysis of, is this real or is this fake? This is disgusting. Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah. So it was a really good effect. That was A1. Awesome effects in the collector's lab. I really like his setting that he had in there, with his bodies and things like that. One note I made here was Arkans Arm Cast. So the cast that was on his arm was way too loose in some of the scenes. I'm like, oh no, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look good. It looks like they just kind of casted like a loose thing so he could act with it and things like that. But I did notice that it wasn't a real looking cast, because casts are usually a little tighter to hold your bone in line, right? Mm-hmm. So, and they could have done that with, they could have closed it in, but still had a space underneath and been careful with how the way that they shot it, right? That was probably one of the only things in the film that I noticed that was a little, right? That I probably would have done something a little different on. It was still all right if you're not noticing it, because you're not really looking at it. You're looking at the actor, like his face and shit like that. So the spider scene can go screw itself. So if you know me, I can't stand spiders, right? The tarantulas, no, not going there. No, just burning the whole building down. That'd be good.
He did at the end.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, that got rid of the spiders.
Right, yeah.
Or did it?
Dum, dum, dum.
Maybe not. Nice spike death from the ceiling. So when that big, with the mercenary there is lowering down, and I'm like, ooh, that was kind of cringeworthy as well. It reminded me a lot of like Saw, definitely. Yeah, some of the shots in that, absolutely. All body parts that were in the basement with the free range people. That was pretty cool with the stack of body parts and things on the bottom of that chute. It was bloody. It looked wet and dank down there, and it just gave you the, I don't even know. I didn't even hear. Did you guys hear like flies and stuff in the soundtrack? Because I don't remember hearing flies.
Yeah, I think
or
I
anything,
did.
But... Did you? Yeah.
I think
okay.
I did.
Maybe I just, because that adds to it, eh? Just sound with an effect like that. Yeah, the things are rotting.
You reckon that's what he feeds them?
Maybe.
Free rangers? Is that what they gotta eat?
Free rangers. Maybe.
They're not grass-fed, that's for sure.
The collector's Demented Museum is insane. So it kind of reminded me of a shot in House on Haunted Hill where they had the sculptures inside the glass cases, right? Yeah. But on a little bit on a different level, but that that thought came right into my head as soon as I saw it. I really like that kind of thing. Incredible paintings. So there's some really wild looking paintings in the backgrounds and stuff in this location. And my eyes were going to them. I'm like, man, that is demented. And that added to me, how demented this collector is. And that's a nice little secondhand.
Whoa.
I immediately, as soon as you said it, I looked right at John.
What do you mean demented?
Did you
I
see
thought we
something?
established this.
What?
Keep going, Aaron. Keep
It
going.
was messed up. The guy is like the Batman of serial killers. He's got all these really cool tools and shit that he's using to kill people and things like that. And yeah, he's like the Batman of serial killers.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
The blonde died a crushing blow. That was pretty cool as well. Breaking arm scene is brutal and fantastic. So where he, what is it? He re-breaks it?
Yep. In the bars.
In the bars. Yeah. That was absolutely brutal. The cheek stab was very fluent.
Oh, yes.
It was pretty cool, and the CG that they used in that I thought was decent. It happened so fast that you're like, oh, that had to hurt. Oh yeah, that had to hurt.
But see, the best part about that, and I'm just going to throw this out there, the best part about that wasn't that they elaborated on it. It's that here's Arkan on top of him punching him, and he stabs him, and Arkan's still punching him. Like, there was no hesitation. He just kept beating the shit out of him, even though he gets stabbed in the face.
He was like, this guy's going down. I don't care what he does to me. I'm taking this guy out. I'm done with this guy. Yeah. I don't care if I get stabbed in both cheeks. I don't care. Right? Yep. I don't care if I have to put a straw into my cheek to sip on my little juice box.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. The one thing I did notice about the cheek injury was that there was no emphasis on the serious cheek injury. So the effects afterwards on it were very minimal compared to what happened. Like,
slash-looking thing.
It was just little slashes. I think he would have been bleeding. I mean, that's a pretty fleshy part of your face, right? That would just be bleeding like a son of a bitch.
Dude, you bite the inside of your cheek and you bleed for hours.
Oh, freaking nice. Yeah, if the bodies were preserved in embalming fluid, and you know where I'm going with this, smashing the displays would have ignited everything.
Yeah.
Formaldehyde is flammable. And that's my last note.
It's a good note.
Yeah. That whole place, if that was formaldehyde, like Josh said earlier, and those were smashed, that whole place would be just gone. Right? Mm. Formaldehyde's terrible for you.
Is it, though?
It is.
It's in cigarettes.
Good.
Cancer causing.
Okay.
Greetings from Tromaville. I'm Lloyd Kaufman, president of Troma Entertainment and creator of The Toxic Avenger. You know, folks, when we're not making those great movies like Tromeo and Juliet and Return to Nukamai, a.k.a. Volume 2, the Troma team and I like to kick back and listen to They Cast from the Coast. They Cast from the Coast is really the best entertainment, the best education, and the best emotional liberation that Lloyd Kaufman can possibly experience. Thank you.
All right. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Aaron. That means it is time to move on to the next part of our show. A very special,
what is it, Adam?
A very special part of the show that's very dear to all of our hearts. Can you guess what it is?
I have no idea.
Trivia time with Sam. Yeah. It doesn't work with it.
There's not a lot of trivia. Okay. This movie, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm looking at it, I'm like, ugh. So maybe, yeah, I could just make some up.
Just throw in a couple made-up ones along the way, and we'll see if we can pick them out.
This was Bruce Campbell's first film.
No, so what I'm going to do, this is going to be one of those special trivia times where it's trivia and continuity errors, goofs. Trivia. Okay, so Adam, I need you to do it again,
right.
but add goofs this time into it.
All right.
It's still trivia, but it has goofs in it as well.
All right.
Goofy time of tea.
All right, everybody, you know what time it is?
Goofs here, I can see.
That means
what time is it, Adam?
That means it's time for trivia time. Add in some goofs with Tim.
That's kind of jazzy. I like that.
Yeah.
It's soulful.
Wow.
Soulful. Okay.
Got a little soul to it.
So the Hotel Argento, where the collector has his victims, is a nod to the cult Italian horror director Dario Argento.
Love it.
Mannequins. The mannequins are a nod to the film Maniac.
Hey, we saw that film.
Did. Elena, roughly translated, means bright one in Greek and Spanish origin. At around 17 minutes, if you look closely at the police arresting Arkan in the hospital, one of them is horror director John Gulera? Gullegger?
Gulager.
Gullegger?
Okay.
Gullegger.
I see.
Who's collaborated with Marcus Dunstan on other films. So that's the end of the trivia. So that sucks. But I got a shit ton of goofs. They done goofed. At around 14 minutes, when Arkan escapes the party by jumping through the window, he's barefoot and bloody. However, when falling from the window, landing on the car, and walking down the street, he's wearing blue shoes. Soon after the hospital, he's barefoot again. Goof.
Are you all right, Aaron?
I don't know, man. I didn't catch that one. I think I'm out of it here.
He's pissed at
not
himself.
good.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see if Aaron caught this. When the collector's dogs attack Arkan and the others, the tattoo on Arkan's right shoulder is missing when he is bit by the dog.
Yes. I forgot to write that one down. I did see that one.
Arkan lets Paz break his arm. Then, when he fights the collector, starting at... so at an hour and 1 minute, Arkan lets Paz break his arm. Then, when he fights the collector, starting at 1:05, he uses both arms to grab, punch, and throw the collector.
Did I not say that to you, Adam?
You did.
I thought I said that to you.
Yeah.
I asked if that would be like... Because that didn't make sense. If you have a busted arm, you'd be like throwing him into the chute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elena's bra understrap disappears, then reappears multiple times throughout the film. Just keeps going and coming back. At 1:12, where Arkan goes to the collector's house to confront him, he shows no marks on his cheek at all, even though he was stabbed right through both of his cheeks while fighting the collector. The door Abby uses to lock everyone in the room is different from the door the collector later opens. Abby locks herself and others in a room with a lock on the door. But when the collector appears, the lock disappeared from that door.
Oh, that was a blatant one too. Damn, I missed.
Aaron. See, I was just so ready to blame Adam. You know that. Anyways, when Arkan breaks through the window to escape the collector at the club, he lands on a parked car. The windows of the car blow out before he even makes contact with the roof.
Are you sure? I'm going to go back and watch that.
You should.
You're right. I know you're going to be right on it.
And because Aaron is so fucking knowledgeable about these things, okay? This is what I'm going to end it on. The fluid used in the preserving tanks, usually formaldehyde, is highly flammable. And when Elena smashes the tanks near the end of the movie, the liquid inside should have ignited and caused even more damage.
Well, in all regards, I mean, Josh mentioned that first, so he caught that first.
Was it Josh?
Yeah.
All right.
I had it written down too, so You know, we both caught it, I guess, but
Partial credit each.
Josh went first. So.
Yeah, you both get a point. You both get full points.
Yeah, we got a point, Josh. Yeah.
And that is the end of what I have to say.
The end of Trivia Time with Added Goofs by Tim.
With added goofs.
All right. Gentlemen, it is time to give our final thoughts on this movie, and tonight I'm going to start with Josh.
Yes.
Yes, it is time.
I like this film, as I liked the first one. I think I liked the first one a little bit more. It just had more of a creepy vibe to it. This one, kind of like The Hotel. Isn't that the name of the movie? What's that foreign film where they're in the hotel? Raid, where they're like crashing through the levels of the hotel.
Oh, The Raid. Yeah, we just watched that over the weekend, didn't we?
Kind of gave me like that vibe, more so than like a home invader vibe. Got a little bit to see a bit of the collection itself, which was pretty cool. Had a little bit more lore. You see all these rooms with all these trunks. Really gives you an idea that this guy has been doing this for a long time. He's got a lot in his collection. Despite the fact that I like the first one a little bit more, I'm still going to give this one an R. I'm still going to rate it an R. It still has all the great aspects that the first one had. It's got a great villain. It's got some pretty wicked effects, and it ramps up the saw traps, we'll call them.
Nicely said.
Cool.
Nicely said.
Yeah.
Tim.
That is.
Oh, me?
You.
Get to go next?
Yes.
I love this movie. I love it equally as I do with the first one. And that's saying something for, like, a sequel. It did, like I said, the good thing of what a sequel should do is continue the story, but raise it and add more. And yeah, and at the end, I'm excited for a third one. I feel that this, along with The Collector, are very, very, very forgotten. Like, no one even really knows these movies, and that's stupid because these movies are awesome. I feel that I like them better than Saw. And I know, like, you know, Saw's kind of, you either like it or you don't. But I feel like this is what Saw should have been. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's just violence for violence. This movie's creepy, man. Like, he walks into that the morgue, where he's got dead bodies, and he's like walking by that, like, you know, corpse of the woman, and he like touches her head. I was like, this dude's creepy. And then I feel like a lot of the traps were better. There's some issues that I do have with it, though. I felt that Arkan literally became like John McClane at the end.
Yeah.
Like I was just like Die Hard vibes, the fire, he's all beaten up the tank top. Like, it's just, I got John McClane vibes. I felt that the final fight was kind of dumb. Here we are over the course of 2 movies hyping up that the Collector is this apex predator, and he gets beaten by some guy with a broken arm. Like, it just didn't... I didn't like that. I mean, I get to progress the story. Maybe Arkan got the better of him because adrenaline and he's fight or flight. I don't know. But that's the only real thing that I don't like about this movie. Is just how the Collector got beat. And then, like, you know, the you know, that final scene where he shows up in his house. You know. So, I'm still gonna give it an R. Because, like I said, this one and the first one are very underappreciated in my opinion, and I feel more people need to see it. I recommend them all the time. Hey, that's my rating. Recommended. I recommend this all the time. It's really good.
Sweet. Aaron.
I share some of the same sentiments as Tim.
Yes. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
I enjoyed the second one just as much as the first, maybe a little more just because of the amount of crazy effects that were in this. The body parts in the free range area in the basement was awesome. All of the attention to detail in the I call it the museum, with all the, you know, all the casings full of formaldehyde or whatever, with the body parts all attached. Like, that would have taken a while to do. You can tell that from the first one, where you have like 10 people that are doing makeup, and then you go to the second one and you've got 35 people doing it. You can tell the jump that they had with the effects from the first one to the second one. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of effects, so
No.
I did like
Really?
like the first one. Okay, I got to put this. I think I like the first one maybe just a tad bit more, because you could tell that there was a smaller budget, and they had, like I said before, they had like the sandbox thing going on with the first one, where it took place in that house. And they kind of did this again in this one, where it's a sandbox thing, but it's in a bigger house. It's in this big, you know, hotel and things, right? That was cool. I like that. And I'm sure that they saved a bunch of money shooting in one location like that, or make you think that they shot in that one location. But they were able to up the ante when it came to all the effects in this. So pretty much everything in it, I thought that they nailed really well. There were a couple little things, like the knife through the cheeks, and Arkan throwing the collector down the laundry chute there or whatever with his broken arm. I didn't know, you know, I kind of questioned that. The collector's not a small dude. And Tim, you said it right. Like, you know, the collector's been collecting all these bodies and everything, and then some dude with a broken arm kind of throws him down the tube. But it was entertaining. It was an entertaining thing, and through the whole film, right to the very end, I was like, oh shit, okay, it's over. Well, that was cool. I enjoyed that. So based on that, I'm also going to give it an R. Yeah.
3.
And these are highly underrated. I agree. These are kind of like the, you know, like an 80s movie brought to the 2000s to this time. And I think a lot of people have missed out on this, and they shouldn't. They should watch this review and check it out for themselves and make their own assumption on this. But I thought it was great. It holds its own.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. So, I believe this movie is a perfect continuation of the first movie. If you like the first one, you're going to like this one. This is Adam saying dumb shit again.
No, it's like, I believe this movie is the worst movie ever made. Like, that's how, like. Anyways, I'm sorry, Adam.
No
I didn't
worries.
mean to interrupt you.
I believe this is the perfect continuation of the first movie. I believe, like, when I watch these movies and I watch them back to back, it feels like one big giant story that feels great. There was the continuity between the two movies was awesome. But yes, they Empire Strike Back it. They took something that was really good, and then they upped the ante quite a bit. They changed locations, but it still felt familiar. They enhanced the bad guy, gave him more, you know, to do. The one thing I'll disagree with you guys on about the end fight, I feel like the end fight itself was almost like the collector was playing along. If you really watch the way that he's fighting back, it feels and looks almost like he's almost purposely giving Arkan the upper hand. He's damaging Arkan. It's like he's playing with him. It really comes across that way. If you go back and you watch that scene again, and you watch the way that he's fighting, he really comes across like he's playing with Arkan.
See, I see the collector as kind of physically feeble. He relies on his traps and his intellect to get them in there. So once Arkan lays hands on him, that's it. You're done for.
Broken or what?
Yeah, but see, the thing is the collector's still a big dude. Like, he's bigger than Arkan is.
I mean, he
right?
literally picks people up and drags them around.
Yeah.
Arkan's got this fucking adrenaline rush, and, like, you know, he's trying to impress the fucking girl with the short hair. I'm gonna save her. right?
I got you, babe.
But I mean, right? But I mean, I agree with you to a point, Adam. But like when he gets thrown down and then lit on fire, I don't think that was part of the plan.
No, I don't think that was part of the plan. I think that he was going with it, and all of a sudden it was like, oh shit, okay, well I can deal with this. Wait, fire, bad, and he finds his way out though, obviously. So, at no point, I still think that he was confident in the situation, because at no point did he feel like he was going to end up dead there, because he didn't.
Yeah.
So he knew his way out. He was gonna live to fight another day. There was no doubt about it. The characters in this were great. Even the fodder characters, just because they're fucking fodder. So you kind of, yay, they're dead. It's great. I love the visuals. The macabre, morbid visuals in this movie are beautiful. They're amazing. I love the art. I love everything behind that. And more than anything, though, I still think that the Collector himself, aside from the movie being very underrated, the Collector himself is an underrated fucking guy. He is a badass in the annals of horror. Like when you're looking at people like we were saying before, like Jigsaw and shit. Jigsaw makes traps, and he's cool, and he has people who help him out and everything else. But here we have everything that Jigsaw should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy that, oh shit, my trap's not working, and he goes in and beats the shit out of the guy then. You know what I mean? Like he's a serial killer that likes to play with traps too. It's great. So
I got to add to Adam. His mask and everything in this was just as good as it was in the first one. Like, you know, the way that he looked, the way that
do you think it's the same mask?
It's the same mask. It's a different actor.
I think they probably, different actor. I think they freshened it up. They probably made 4 or 5 of them just to have them in case, because they had a lot of scenes where he was tightening the back of his mask. Right, you never know what might happen. One of the eyelets might pull out or whatever. But it was just as sharp as they kept the continuity with the mask and everything looked great. And it was hard to tell. You couldn't even tell that it was a different actor, right?
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, if you look at IMDb, I believe the first guy is like Mediterranean or something,
or Latino or something.
He's something, right? Where this guy's he's just a white guy.
Yeah. And but you know what? He's still intimidating in the role, and he's still keeping up with the whole appearance of the first movie too. Shirt tucked in, fucking cargo pants, and the mask, and you know that's all he needs, right? And he's badass that way. So
OCD too, Adam. OCD. Like you see his keys hanging off his,
and he's touching things as he's going by, and he's
and everything's all lined up perfectly on his belt. Everything's tucked in perfectly, right? Yeah. You know that he's kind of, obviously he's a little loose upstairs.
He's blind.
Well, yeah,
he's not blind. The end of the movie proves that he's not blind, because he's reading his mail as he's walking into the fucking door.
Is he though?
He is though.
Maybe it's Braille mail.
Shut up, Aaron.
Maybe he's partially blind.
Partially blind,
like
works.
we discussed.
Yes.
Yeah.
That works. But I really like the ending of this movie, because the ending of this movie feels full circle from the first ending. You know what I mean? You have, in the end of the first one, Arkan gets tossed in the box. In the end of this one, he gets tossed in the box. I can't wait to see what happens between now and the third movie to see how Arkan ends up in jail, and obviously the Collector gets out, right? So some shit happens, but maybe he's got.
Let's hope they do it well. Let's hope they do it right.
Maybe there's more than one Collector. There's an
Ed,
underground.
Do you guys
collection.
think do you think they're going to show his face?
I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope not too.
I don't know, but I believe this is my theory about the third one. I believe that he's part of a bigger collective.
I believe that.
Oh my God! What if this is a training and they fucking induct Arkan into the collection?
Cool.
That'd be cool.
In the end, though, I think that he's not alone. I think, much like Josh, there are other collectors out there, and it's all part and parcel of what's going on. It could end up being that the Collector that we saw in the second one was not actually the one from the first one either.
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling that there's more than one of these
face
guys.
right now, he's like mind blown a little bit.
Yeah.
No,
it's like the
thought
Shriners all over the world, right?
It's a lot of work for one guy to do.
Yeah.
I think there's like a group of them.
Yeah, I think the third one's going to bring out the fact that there's a small group of people that are actually doing this. So, in the end, I like this movie. I like it a lot, just like the first one. I think it's right there with the first one easily. I give it an R. So 4 R's, just the same as the first movie, gentlemen.
Again?
Again! And that's a good sign. That's a sign of something that people need to go out and watch.
Yeah, these are good movies.
They are, yeah.
They're something that definitely belongs in everybody's collection. All right.
Aaron, sassy pants on.
Sassy pants. Adam.
That's something I would say.
Fucking sass.
All right. Well, gentlemen, good conversation tonight, and I just wanted to take a moment to thank everybody for tuning into this episode and listening to us rant and rave and pour the love all over this movie and its, other one. It's a prequel, obviously, The Collector. So thank you very much once again. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Misunderstood Art Company. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube, Misunderstood Art Company. Like, share, and subscribe. We put out new content every week, always talking about awesome horror movies and different things. We do lots of other things on the Misunderstood Art Company, too. I'm going to put a pitch out there right now. You guys need to really be checking out the awesome art videos from our man, Tim Johnson. You should be checking that shit out. It is incredible.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It is amazing.
It's amazing stuff, and it's been getting a lot of good traction, especially in the Star Wars communities from a lot of the new stuff that he's been doing. Check out a lot of that stuff there, guys. And don't forget, we also produce audio copies for general podcasts on all the major podcasting platforms, including, but not limited to, Google Play, iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify. We're also on Patreon. Open up your heart and your wallet. Coffee time for Tim. Coffee time with Tim! And until next time, Josh.
I pose a question for you. The Collector versus Jigsaw versus Hannibal. They all have 24 hours to prepare. All-out death match. Who wins?
Collector.
You think?
I'm calling it Collector. Yeah.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the Collector, but I'm gonna say that it wasn't an easy win for him.
Oh, he's coming out injured. There's no doubt about it.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
He's fucked up. Yeah.
He landed on that pile of body parts, right? He's probably got like a leg shoved right up his arse or something. Like, gotta go get some surgery for that.
Okay. Aaron, say goodnight.
You
Hey,
bastard! Say goodnight.
Always don't.
Always don't.
Just buy free range. That's all I have to say. Just free range.
All right, and Tim.
Stay safe. Stay spooky.
And until next time, keep it creepy. Bye.